In 300 BC, a merchant named Zeno established a massive trading fortune in the city of Cyprus. While sailing from Phoenicia to Piraeus, his ship sank, taking his entire cargo with it. In an instant, a force of nature outside of his control reduced a wealthy man to poverty. Most people would react with rage or despair. Zeno did not. He focused on maintaining his composure, remaining calm and neutral despite his predicament. This reaction formed the basis of Stoicism. It is a framework for viewing the world that can be translated into a mental checklist you can apply to your own life today. To begin, you will need a pen and a piece of paper. As you gather them, identify one specific source of stress or anxiety currently affecting your life. The goal is to move the source of your power away from unpredictable external forces and back to your own choices. Stoicism relies on a foundational filter known as the dichotomy of control. This requires a ruthless separation of what we can affect from what we cannot. Draw a T-chart labeled "in my control" and "out of my control." Map your stressor here. You control the quality of a report, but not your boss's mood or the company budget. Strike through the right side to sever your mental attachment to those outcomes. Identifying what you cannot change eliminates the energy usually wasted on anxiety, leaving that focus available for the actions on the left side. This process requires redefining how you measure success. Review the left side of your chart and replace any external hopes with goals based on your own effort. Take the example of making a YouTube video. You have full agency over the research, the script, the filming, and the edit. The moment you click upload, the power shifts to a chaotic algorithm that you cannot influence. This is not an argument for apathy. Stoics still strive for excellence, but they judge the success of their work by the amount of effort put in, rather than the outcome of external hopes. Placing your value on internal metrics makes success a guaranteed result of your own work. Relying on external validation is a gamble. At the bottom of your page, write down the absolute worst-case scenario for your current situation. Anticipation changes our relationship with hardship. We rarely cry when it rains because we expect the weather to be unpredictable. The most significant distress often stems from the shock of the unexpected. By identifying your worst-case scenario, you acknowledge it as a distinct possibility. Visualizing a negative outcome strips away the fear of the unknown. It prepares the mind to remain steady if that outcome actually occurs. Stoics used an exercise called voluntary discomfort to build a mental callus against future misfortune. Select one minor, safe challenge to commit to for the next 3 days. You might take cold showers, sleep on the floor, or limit your diet to basic essentials. Choosing to endure these situations proves to your brain that you can survive and maintain your clarity without luxury. This habit of practicing for hardship in small ways builds the resilience required for larger, unchosen trials. Nelson Mandela famously applied Stoic principles while imprisoned for 27 years, using the writings of Marcus Aurelius to maintain his composure and eventually lead a nation through a peaceful transition. Choosing to face discomfort now helps neutralize the fear of future events you cannot control. Review your paper. You now have a map of what to ignore, a definition of success based on effort, and a plan for physical practice. This framework relies on a core psychological truth highlighted by Viktor Frankl. There is a space between what happens to us and how we react. Our power lies in that space. The external world is prone to failure. Machines break, algorithms shift, and economies change, but the internal response to these events remains within your jurisdiction. To begin the practice, declare your chosen 3-day voluntary discomfort challenge in the comments below. Putting the goal into words creates a starting point for accountability. Mastery of the self creates a resilience that the world cannot break.